This is the How Is He Podcast, a deep dive into Carlo soccer with Podge and Papa, proudly sponsored by Curra Sports. Let's kick it off.
Welcome to episode 36 of the How Is He Podcast, as always joined by my co-host Paul Papa Dowling. This week we will look at the last round of results, upcoming fixtures, and we will have a look at the fallout from the recent vote in favour of calendar soccer with the one and only Patrick Badger Brennan. We also have Podge versus Papa, and we have, if you have time, we look at the league tables to see where we are and all that crap. Yeah. I want to start, Papa, by saying this one thing. I got a message during the week. I want to promote the Volunteers in Sports Awards. Please make a nomination to volunteersinsports.ie. That's that plug over. That's $1,000 in the kitty for me and you, brother.
Is it, bud?
No, it's not. I've done it for free.
Liar, man.
I've done it for free. What story, Pop?
How are you?
I'm grand, yeah. How are you, Badge?
Fantastic.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Short notice.
Yeah.
Poor old Johnny's up in bed sick.
Poor old Johnny, yeah.
He
Johnny
contacted
is rescheduled. Johnny's in bed with the flu,
a
unfortunately.
lot of people's weeks, lads.
Yeah.
Mine included. That podcast is going to get me up the road.
We definitely ruined it when they heard you were coming on instead.
Yeah,
of me,
potentially for a lot of people. I'd say the figures might be down a bit this week.
Poppy, you had a great win.
Great win, yeah. Fully deserved. We had a lot of the ball in the first half. No goalies had much work to do. We had a couple of shots, but then we were unlucky. Kai hit the crossbar. They had a really, really strong wind in the first half, and they chose to play with it. And I don't know whether it was a sense of arrogance. Not arrogance. I don't know what it probably is arrogance. They probably thought after beating Gritty Yard, looked at the league table, and Gritty Yard beat us 3-0. It was like, it could have been like, we'll thump Hanover, but they didn't love us really. Nil-nil at half time, and then the changing of the game was we gave away a penalty, and it was a penalty, and then Ben saved the penalty, and about 50 minutes and 55 minutes then it was 2-0 to us.
Quick turnaround. 2
goals real quick. Owen Byrne robbed the defender, closed him down real quick. His work rate was unreal, and robbed the defender and scored. And then it was a long range shot. We didn't know whether Roland or Aaron got up, but the referee gave it to Aaron, said he got a nick on it, and then it was just managed the game after that. And then Aaron scored a great individual goal in the 2 or 3 minutes to go. But the deserved winners, I think, in the day.
Yeah,
it was a great win. It's a hard place to go.
There's no doubt. I'm glad to be over it.
Yeah, not easy. Yeah.
You know, and we only had even better result because we had 14 players. 5 of them were drunk.
For 20s.
The other 20 final.
Play.
You did, yeah.
But no, Brandon played football. Didn't play the soccer. No, Ben was drunk in the goal.
Stop talking.
He must be drunk every time he plays against Pats as well, because he must be brilliant.
Adam McCarran was drunk. Shane Murphy was drunk.
Shane Murphy back playing?
Shane Murphy, that was his first game back.
Good player.
Great feet, man. Super feet.
Where would you play him now, Pop?
You play him up top.
It's great soccer.
2 runners off him. Very good. No, it was a great result. Because I was in the morning to smell drink in the dressing room. I was like, boys. But I was delighted it came because I was missing 5 or 6 lads from that. Like Brandon was playing. Luke Murphy couldn't play because of the football.
I was wondering, would they go back to their Friday night fixtures now?
So was I, but they can't do it in the middle of the season. Sure they can.
Oh, can you not?
No, you have to stay at the start of the season, whatever night you want to play, and you can't change.
That makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm sure if circumstances change, that the league would be open to it as well.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
Noah got a big win against Gritty Yard. 82nd minute header. I seen the header.
Yeah, I was
some goal.
There was
Badge.
I was there. Yeah.
Well, talk to me.
Deserved win, was it?
Yeah. I don't think
Gritty Yard had a big chance in the last kick of the game, did it?
Right after the
goal.
The goal, yeah, they went down the field as if they got a jolt, and they just said, let's have a go here. And I don't know, it happened right in front of us, just a ball that came in and wasn't cleared, wasn't dealt with, and it just dropped at the back post.
Who was it?
I think it was Murph. Between Murph and Regan Dorn, the 2 of them were involved, but I think it was Murph. But geez, Craig Carney got a hand to it and knocked it out for a corner. It was an unbelievable save.
Was it?
So it wasn't a miss, it was a save.
Yeah, it was a save, but he has to score.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
For me, he has to score, but it was hard to play up there. Gritty Yard defended well in the first half, but from about 25 minutes on, New York started piling on the pressure. And Gritty Yard, to their credit, they held out till half time. I thought the goal was coming. Held out. Cretty started well, I would say, in the second half. Probably were, they looked like they had a little bit of fire in their bellies, but New York just turned the screw on them, and it looked inevitable. And then they missed so many chances.
You walked it.
Yeah, that you're kind of saying, that you're kind of looking at and you're going, it's one of them, like Craig started losing discipline, gave away a lot of frees in dangerous areas like Dean Kelly, Jordan Harmon areas. They never
class delivery,
but they never capitalised on any of them. And the next thing, they got a free that was a little bit further out, and I turned around to the boys and I said, they'll score from this now, it'll go into the box and they'll end up scoring. Lo and behold,
was it just a free kick in a direct header?
Yeah, but it wasn't one that they were going to shoot for goal. They were putting it into the mix,
right?
And like the delivery they have into dangerous areas is just
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
I love when you go to watch them in big games where the coach doesn't have to say anything about the trigger or the press. One lad does it, the 3 or 4 lads automatically follow without saying. Say younger lads, like I'd be a young team and you'd be shooting in, press with him.
Yeah, he's gone.
You don't want to have to say that to the work team to do it automatically.
Yeah.
They work very good at it.
They work very hard as well. Like again, he's spoken about regular. Ryburn was absolutely.
I'm sure he's a Trojan.
Ridiculous. Like the work rate that he goes through, and I tell you, it's a long time since I've seen him playing as well. But King Cleary was. Jesus, he caused them an awful amount of trouble.
He's very, very talented.
Very good, lads.
No, like don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but like he was, for me, he was the standout.
Where
man.
was he playing, Badger?
He was all over the place. He was like our Lord. He was all
Free
around.
roll.
Yeah, he was popping up everywhere.
Was he in the middle? He was in the midfield three, though.
He
was
was,
he?
but he did a lot of damage over towards the right hand side, Cretillard's right, down on top of
Playing
Mikey.
the half spaces.
Yeah, down on top of Mikey for a period in the second half. Really caused them problems.
Mikey back, was he?
Yeah, but like King Cleary. For me, King Cleary was brilliant now, brilliant. But an air of inevitability about them. You know what I mean? They know how to get it done. They just know how to get it done. But
Keane plays in multiple positions. Like he could play centre up top. He could play 6, the 8 or the 10. Plays wide. Plays very excellent.
And it's hard to make a plan for him as well, because if you give somebody the detail looking after him, they could get pulled out of shape very, very quick.
Of course,
it's one of those kind of pass on people.
Deal with them whoever closest to them.
They're hard to deal with too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bagnallstown big win against Kilree, lads 6-0.
Yeah, there was a couple sent off there, wasn't there?
First win, was there?
There was a red card after.
2 front men got sent off for Kilree.
A red card after 10 minutes or something like that. Another one before half time.
and Farrell, I think. Yeah, the 2 lads. Yeah, heard it. The 2 of them were sent off early, I think, as well.
Well, one was 10 minutes and the other one was before half. Well, 35.
9 men at half time.
Yeah.
Good first win of the season for them in Division 1. Stanley Rovers big win against Mill Celtic 4-1, and Dolman had a good win against Ballymurphy in Ballymurphy 3-1. In the Division 2, Castle Rangers 2, Parkville B 1, Dolman 2, Bottinglass 4, Cretty B, Newark B 1. Ty Curry got the winner. I seen Timmy's young lad.
See that?
Seen it online there. Wolf Hill in Division 3. Wolf Hill are flying, lads. 5-0 against Bagnallstown. Joss was 1, Ballymurphy 1, Nurney 3, Burn Celtic 3. In the Youths, Collection 1, Joss was 5. In the Division 2, Vale Wanderers 5, Joseph B 0. Creighty massive win in the LFA Youths Cup, Betmanu 2-1.
See
that? One of the goals.
That's right, with a
bicycle.
Worldly, yeah.
Unbelievable to see it.
Yeah, great goal.
Different level, wasn't it?
He's a fine player.
That must be deep enough in that, is it?
I think they're into the last 16 now.
16, I think,
Yeah, tidy team now. Yeah,
good
tidy
side.
team. Yeah, they'll be hard bet out there. A lot of these fancy teams won't.
Hanover don't to play Gorey, but it was called off.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Hanover's still in it, aren't they?
Yeah.
That only go. The Youths only have the Leinster, right? There's no outside. There's no.
It's just Leinster. Yeah,
it's just Leinster. Well, not that it's a small thing. It's obviously it's a big thing, but.
Oh, sure. Didn't Hanover the playing Clare, don't they? What's that in?
Yeah, there is an FAI Youth.
Oh, is there an FAI Youth as well?
Hanover the play was called off because of the weather. That
because you go across the country. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought there was only Leinster. That. I think I'd know, considering I run a football podcast, wouldn't you? You know.
Moving on.
Pat's 2, Collection 1, Badger. What do you think? I watched the game.
Yeah, look, 3 points again. Happy to get the win. They had it up us fairly early on. Went ahead with a penalty.
Harsh penalty.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I thought it was looking back on it.
Yeah, well, we have the hindsight looking back at it. You know what I mean? And you'd say it's a harsh penalty, but at the time, as I said, and I stand by it as well.
In real time.
Yeah, Ravo was at the wrong side making the tackle. Did he get the ball? When you look at the replay, 100%, but he gave the referee a decision to make.
By being the wrong side of the player?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, he does have that kind of telescopic leg that he's able to get a nick on something. He's dynamite at that, but he was probably tackling from the wrong side. So, look, you move on from it. Kind of rocked us back. I would have said that we didn't really handle it well, and Collection were well up for shouting and screaming and all that kind
savagely
of
organised.
Yeah, and made it very
Collection
difficult for us. Knew what we were going to try and do and try and penetrate them through the middle. Had a plan for it, but we were wasteful. I would have said we could have had 3 goals in the first half. Got a penalty ourselves early in the second half, and there was inevitability then, really, for me. There was only one team on the field in the second half. In my opinion, I thought we were full value for it in the end. No, in the end it took a screamer from Brandon to win the game. But yeah, no, a lot of rock solid performances too, and despite the fact that I would have said we were by far the better team, Jamie had to make a couple of really good saves as well.
Right.
So
yeah,
you know, Collection aren't mugs now. They're not simple.
They're definitely there.
Yeah,
I think they're on the I think that was on the back of a 4 in a row, was it?
Yeah.
4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, they're
when did Cretty beat them? That's the last game of the last year.
They were bloodless that night. They were atrocious that night. There wasn't a kick in them that night.
Yeah, but they haven't lost.
They beat Ballin, Parkville,
Bagnallstown, Kilree.
Did they beat Vale?
Kilree.
Yeah, that's 4 games, I think, isn't it? Would have been 5 in the bounce.
Yeah, but they've scored a lot of goals as well.
They're scoring goals, yeah.
Yeah, it's important going forward. And like, they had a couple of nice little combinations. There was one lovely combination near the end of the game. Thought they were after opening us up, and Jamie made a brilliant save again.
That's right, yeah.
It was ruled out for offside anyhow, thank God. Stroke time for Patrick. But no, in fairness, they'll put it up to a lot of teams in that division now. I'm telling you, as long as they can keep that momentum,
they're only going to improve, I think, because it's a brand new team. Like, it's not Collection. I know it's Collection technically, but you have Steed, you have Lowry,
a couple of the Brennans.
Like, other than that, they're unrecognisable from what happened for the last 5 years.
Night now when he was good. Young Adam Farrell came on.
Jason's,
yeah,
he's there a long time as well.
Yeah,
though,
he's there. Well, he's only a kid, but I tell you what, now he caused problems when he came on. He's lively, he's pacey, like very direct.
He is, yeah.
He's a good player, yeah.
I'd say the boys might regret not getting him on a bit earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I tell you,
he started against us in the Plots. He was good.
Yeah, he had a little
really
bit of zing now when he came on. He's a good chap, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're definitely going to do well.
It's a testament to Pats, though. I think where Pats are, that.
Well, my
mark of respect is a couple of years ago, Pats wouldn't have got a result in that.
110%. We don't win that game last year. The year before.
Do you know what I mean? And especially this year, I'd say after Collection turned us over in the Shield, it could have been playing on players' mind as well. Here we go again after going 1 down. Do you know what I mean?
You're missing a few as well, Pop. No Chris Gall, no Callum, no Josh Moore. Do you know Hart is only coming back from injury?
Hart wasn't available, sure.
He hasn't been available because of the 20s.
So.
Harry Lloyd didn't start the game. Do you know, like, it's a definite transition time now to test their depth, right? So I think that win is massive because, as I said, last season
very
4,
very hard go behind in the Carlow League and come back and win the game.
100% correct.
No matter who you're playing.
Look,
you know, it really is.
Well, a lot of our players stood up now Saturday night. Like it turned into a bit of a battle and a bit of a war. Like, and Joe Sunderland was
unbelievable.
I heard he covered some ground.
Hellfire. Like,
I've never seen a number 9 work as hard as Joe Sunderland the other night.
Was he playing up top? He was.
Yeah.
Like, somebody had to fill the void for Callum. You know what I mean? And we wanted to leave Lord where Lord does
on the left,
the majority of his damage. You know what I mean? But like, talking about him as well, and I said it after the game when I spoke to the lads, like, Lord is your flair player.
Yeah.
He's the guy that stands people up, gets at them, causes problems. His work rate in the last 20 minutes the other night,
it's great to see, though,
was off the charts.
I love players who are technically very, very good. When the chips are down or it's a tight game, that the work rate comes, and it's a bonus to have that.
I'd say Lord won 5 free kicks in the last 8 or 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's not mean.
Yeah. He's a good lad.
No, good win. No, delighted. 3 points, but it's only 3 points. You're only as good as your last result. So we head for Parkville Sunday.
We'll get to that as well. Parkville on them had a big win in the Valley against Burn on Friday night as well. I thought they'd play on Saturday night, so is that it's changed? Any reason this one Friday night? Do I play Saturday nights now?
They play Saturday nights, yeah.
Yeah, they say, well, there you are. So they can be changed.
And so Parkville won 4-1 anyway. Good win for them in Division 2.
Trouble, I think, are they?
We'll do a little review of the leagues where they are now, but I think they're in trouble. Yeah.
They probably
a few lads from Burn.
They probably need to get a result out of nothing.
Yeah.
Somewhere just
to trigger them.
They need more than one badge.
Yeah, but and they might now. Yeah, after Bagnallstown with a big win, but I suppose they're a young group, and they're a young group that isn't used to losing. They had a big season last year. They had a big season the year before. You know, they probably haven't had to experience this. So
sure,
you know, there's a bit of a learning
many
curve
games did they lose in the calendar year last year. Not too many. So they're not used to losing. Now they're losing games. I think that's
I would have said
6 on the bounce have lost.
From what I seen on the Burn Celtic last year, wasn't much. But I would have said they would have been as good as any Premier side.
Individually, players what
was out on the pitch when I seen it? Very
class.
good. Shane Duffy's very good.
Yeah, but
Shane
lads,
Duffy's brilliant. Yeah.
Again, and you'll touch on it regularly. There is some difference between Division 1 and the Premier.
Yeah.
And it's a testament to the Premier clubs and the way the standard has risen. There is a gulf, and if you're not ready when you get into that Premier, and even if you think you're ready, you're not. Well, it takes a bit of time.
At the start, when you come up a division like that, it's just about getting a couple of results and picking up points as quick as you can.
Stable as you can.
We're okay now for this year.
Yeah.
Like, being honest, their goal now is to stay in the Premier. That's the only goal they have this year, or the only goal they should have. And to stay in the Premier, like to go back down to Division 1, you're like, oh God, it's tough to come up and then go straight back down.
Look, the Christmas break's probably coming at a really good time for now. That might be able to, and that's going to be the big test for the group, for the management team, and the whole lot. Can we galvanise them now over the Christmas period? And you know, what do you do? How do you approach it?
I think they need to play loads of games over Christmas.
Yeah, do you give them a bit of time off for the next couple of weeks and then get back into it fairly quick? I don't know. It's like only they can make that decision, but it's probably, you know, it's probably really a crux point for them now. How do they handle this break?
Yeah,
it's probably going to determine where to finish up. But
and then lastly, then Cleshin B versus Pad Owens Hanover B, 4-2.
4-2, yeah. That was Friday night.
Yeah, another win for them, huh?
Going well. I think second in that division. I think
29 players.
29 players. Yeah.
The Midas touch.
Hulton was in the goal.
Go away. Did he not play every one Sunday?
No, he was training at the county.
Oh, are they back?
They're back, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's the results. Calendar soccer.
Ooh.
Votes were in. So 132 voted, 3 absconded. So 74 said yes, and 58 said no. I think the magic number was 65, wasn't it, for the no vote to get it to win?
Yeah.
So there were 7 votes short. Am I right in saying that?
With 3
and
abstentions.
3 what? 3 didn't.
With 3 absconded.
Right.
Abstentions.
Abstentions, that's what it's called.
Absconding is leaving the country.
Is it?
Abstentions is refusing to vote.
Sorry,
this is your podcast.
Who do you think you are? Simon Harris? Creighton.
That's a great question.
That's the way the TH goes, Patch.
Yeah. I genuinely always thought I was absconded from voting.
Well, if I'm incorrect, I apologise.
Oh, you're never really wrong.
Judging by 2 people, I don't know, and I'm very confident in Badger.
yeah, thanks.
I'm
Cheers,
not
mate.
confident in you.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Just like,
thanks.
Is it
thanks
really?
very much.
So well done, Badger. Tick the box there.
Is it fair to say that's a landslide? Close enough. What's in it?
Wasn't expecting it.
16
wasn't
votes.
expecting it.
Come on over, didn't it?
To be deadly honest, yeah.
Do you know who voted on this? Do you know what parties voted on this, or what?
I'm sure there's executive boards around the country, and they had the votes. Is that? I actually don't know.
So it was. So like, there's allocated votes to everyone. So say an example is this, right? So the Defence Forces got 2 votes.
Yeah. Right.
The juveniles got X amount of votes. The DDSL got 1 vote. They have 50,000 kids playing for them. League of Ireland clubs got the majority of the votes, from what I'm hearing. That's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
I don't understand how someone who's already playing playing calendar soccer has a vote on it.
Yeah, that's very harsh for people who don't want it.
Like, the feedback that I'm getting, and you know, of people, is that nobody wants it at junior level. But it looks like the junior bodies were outnumbered and then voted against.
That they didn't. It's a bit like the American system, the electoral college.
Yeah.
You have like certain states carry the weight, but yeah, maybe, but it's in now, boys. That's the reality.
Well, you know what it is, Badger? It's down for 2028.
Yeah,
it's a long way away.
But it's going to affect 2 seasons.
Yeah, but it's 12 and 14s next year, isn't it? Under 12s and under 14s next year, and then they're going a couple of more. the year after that.
Yeah.
They're filtering it, isn't it?
By the time 28 comes, everybody will be at it.
But I think season 26-27 is going to be a short season.
Yeah.
So as we currently stand, we'll finish up in the May, and then we'll go back and we'll play a season till December.
Yeah.
And then you'll start your new one
in March.
Whenever the leagues, and that's something as well that people need to factor in. It's calendar soccer. When you choose to begin your league,
no, it's up to you.
Is up to the individual leagues. So the Carlow League could decide we're going to start with the League of Ireland in February. Yeah. Or they could turn around and say, we're going to start in June.
Yeah. Just a month earlier.
But your league is played within the calendar year.
Yeah, so you'll be over
so there might,
Christmas.
and I'm sure you're going to bring it up, but it might come to, it's the whole thing with GA and participation. So there might need to be, and we have plenty of time, there might need to be a little bit of clever thinking on behalf of the football fraternity to see how can we best do this to maximise the amount of players that's going to participate.
Well, I can tell you have to make it a 6-month season. You have to go from July to December.
In what?
In the soccer.
You
have to make it 6 months. It's going to be midweek weekend games.
What's the current season? 9 months, is it?
It's 9 months, yeah.
So you're talking August to May, aren't you?
August to May, yeah. Well, September really, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So you do July, and I suppose the big thing is going to be the participation of GA players. That's the big.
So many dual players out there. You see.
That's the big bugbear, right? But I kind of this, Podge. Probably half the reason why you brought me in to talk about it.
Go on.
I think as an association, we need to move away from the reliance on the GA players, because it's never going to benefit clubs long term.
No.
It's going to keep you existing, but it's never going to get you to the next stage.
Yeah, but Badger, you have to get the mindset where, and this is no disrespect to any club, some clubs are happy to exist, others want to excel. Okay, so if you take a rural club, they might be just happy to exist.
Yeah,
just Wolfield's a great example, right? No juveniles, no youths, just their junior, probably a group of friends who play GA, and then when the soccer comes in, they go play soccer. Yeah. Like they're not interested in AstroTurfs or stands or coffee shops.
But I get you, but here's the thing. Those clubs are the Yakult of the world. They're that friendly bacteria. We need them as well.
Those are the big words. What you do? Swallow dictionaries?
But the big
cult, he's not. And then you're going on about that word you got mixed up with at the start.
No, but like everybody has to remember, like, you have these small clubs, these rural clubs, right? The big clubs won't exist without them, because the small clubs make up the leagues, and that's exactly what your point is.
100%.
But the other side of the coin is, this is going to have a massive effect on those small clubs. So how are they going to be able to change and evolve in order to stay relevant? Because if they don't, and this is very important, if they don't sit back now as committees and say, right, we can cry now and we can say this is not fair and the whole lot. The reality of the situation, the vote has been passed. Democracy is democracy.
Yeah.
Same as Trump is back in America. You're going to have to deal with it now for the next 5 years.
I'm delayed with it.
Yeah, so am I. This is happening, right? So the next step now for soccer clubs is we need to put on our big boy pants as a collective. We need to get together and we need to work out, how do we get ahead of this now?
Yeah.
And how do we not undo all the good work that our league has done and the Carlow League has done in conjunction with the clubs to develop our league, because we are revered out there. Like, if you listen to the Kilkenny Soccer podcast, that league is and they're openly calling it out that their league is a shambles. Their youth leagues are only starting this weekend,
and they only had
you said there's 2 games played in the league, is that right?
There's
4.
only two
in the Premier.
Some teams only have 2 played, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not, and again, I'm not casting aspersions on another league, but herein lies the crux of the problem. You have a couple of big monsters down there,
huge teams,
and you have everybody else, the Yakults, making up the numbers. But it's not a relevant league. Have they got some massive clubs? Of course they do. But do they have that depth of clubs No, like they had a club a few years ago that gave a walkover in a cup final.
Yeah, Division 2 or
because
something.
lads were hurling.
You're joking me.
Yeah, Castle Warren.
Like, so again, there probably needs to be a little bit of joined up thinking.
That's the first for me now ever hearing that.
Yeah.
Of anywhere, of a walkover in a cup final.
Division 2 cup final, yeah. Give a walkover.
So like, you know, if you boil it down, GA is a 12-month
It's
game
like
now,
that, yeah.
right? So we as soccer clubs have to make a decision. What type of players are you going to look for? Because I know we've had this discussion, Podge, at the start of the year when we were writing all our names down in our book. Who are you going to target? Who are you getting after? And when GA lads' names were mentioned, I was the first one to turn around and say, forget about them.
Put a line drum.
I don't want to deal with GA players. And the killing thing is they're brilliant soccer players.
They're the best. We said it last week, didn't we? The junior players are your best players.
But the problem is you have to pick your poison now. And soccer clubs are now going to have to
That's a queer type of comment you made, considering you've signed 2
GA
GA players. 3.
Yeah, but hold on now. The GA players, the GA
4.
Yeah, but the
5.
GA players, right? Hold on. The GA players that have come into us, right? Shane Buggy. So there's a family connection there, and he's an absolute monster, right?
Jamie Wall.
And I understand exactly what his brief is, what he's going to do, right? And if I didn't, and if there was any ambiguity whatsoever, Shane Buggy wouldn't be in there. He'd be gone. Sorry, another big one.
Calm down or something, man. Yeah. Blockbusters over
Can I have
there.
a vowel, please? Right?
Carol Vorderman over there.
Like, Brandon is Brandon.
Yeah.
So he's an anomaly. So you have to put him into a different column because he's just a freak, right? He can do whatever he wants, realistically.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's not many of them.
Brandon would get on the pro pool tour if you wanted to say he's one of them lads. You know what I mean?
He'd be one of those lads if he was playing Meggers, you know.
I'd say he'd get a 6. I'd say he'd get a 7 all round in Olympic gymnastics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tom Daly for the day, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He reminds me of my brother Rolly. No matter what he put his hand to, he'd be good at. You know what I mean?
Rolly was like that.
Pick up a pool cue. He'd be brilliant at pool in 3 days. You'd be like, go away with him.
Yeah.
But
Jane back to golf club as well.
you have.
Did he?
Yeah.
He got the back done. You see.
Oh, did he?
Back of that, but sure, he'd be broke up by the middle of May probably. But you'll allow a certain amount of them. But for the big rural clubs now, they have a massive quandary. But I think the adult wing of the game will be okay. Believe it or not, I am massively concerned for the juveniles, because adults will make up their own mind, but the juveniles will go where mommy and daddy tells them.
Yeah, but I think there's a flexibility in juveniles, Badger, where a soccer club might say, look, just come to the game, because at that age, once they're playing, right?
Yeah.
Once they're playing is the big thing. I know you talk about coach and all that.
Do you accept that as a coach?
No, I wouldn't, but it's important. But I'd still rather have them in the game, though, Papa.
Oh yeah, it's important to play.
Where I think it's going to affect things, I think it's going to hurt academies. I think this is the end of league academies if this thing goes through.
Strong possibility, because the best of the best are going to be pulled in both directions.
Correct. So you're talking about county squads at 14s, 16s, whatever it may be, and we'd have 12s, 13s, whatever. There's going to be a serious clash there, and I think you might as well cancel the Kennedy Cup, cancel Galway Cups. I think it's I only had that dawning today when I was looking at this, doing research on it.
I'd be very worried, but again, and I've said this and I brought this up, we have a few years to get ahead of this.
Well, I actually think,
but it has to start immediately, Badge.
Yeah, but again, we also
thinking about that in 2026.
We also have something
next year.
Yeah, but we also have something in this country that's very topical over the last couple of years. We've a massive influx of foreign families into this country, who have no affinity to GAA. They don't know what a rugby ball is, but soccer is global.
Yeah.
We need to tap into that demographic of people and get those kids coming into our clubs. We want to get those mammies in their long coats in the winter, making the tea,
to be honest,
and doing all of that.
They have bigger problems than getting their son signed up for soccer. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, because they need to play a sport. If you have a child around your feet all day, believe me, you want to get them out doing something to wear them out, so that when they come home, they go into Zonkland. You can prop them in front of a television. You can do your own thing. That's an opportunity that we need to get into, because this will affect the GAA as well. They will lose participation. They won't make a big deal about it, because they will always believe that they're the bigger entity. but they will suffer on the back of this as well, because there will be an element will stay playing soccer.
I think they'll go Gaelic over soccer though, majority would.
The majority
if you did a poll of 100 people, I'd say you're looking at about 70-30.
I think you'd be surprised.
And I do
you think
too.
So?
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because if you've got Johnny Zarzicki, who's after coming in and his best friend...
He's have to sign another new player, look.
Yeah.
Old Zarzicki.
Sure,
he's on Greece,
and here's the whole thing. Look at the fucking FAI Connects every week. Look at the names that's on them.
Yeah.
There's not too many O'Neills or Brennans anymore. No. You know what I mean? You have names there. I need an SNA filling out match cards. You know what I mean? It's off the charts. But there's none of those lads.
What's the story of him coming on Triple Us for comedy? Yeah.
But like but if you know what I mean, there's very few of those lads on GA match programmes. Few and far between.
No, but hold on now a second. As they become more established and as generations go deeper in that family, they will turn to the GA, right?
This is the point I'm making.
No,
here's
the thing. Here's my mind that's changed, and it's changed today. Forget about the argument GA versus soccer. Forget about it, because you're never going to compete, right?
No, you're not.
So what I think this creates a space for amalgamation. So instead of having a 10-team, well, let's talk about junior soccer. So instead of having a 10-team Premier, you're going to have a 6 or a 5-team Premier, because clubs are going to fold.
Clubs are going to fold.
Yeah. So say if you take a club that's based rurally and they have a squad of 16 players and 7 of them are GA players, right? That leaves you with the remainder. They have to go somewhere. So it's going to make teams stronger. So I think the likes of a Newark, a Hanover, a St. Pat's, a Cretty Yard, let's say a Parkville, right? 5 extremely established clubs, and maybe Collection. They're going to be fine. They are going to be fine. They're always going to have a team at the top level in junior and Carlow, unless there's some serious crisis.
Podge, I don't know if I'd necessarily agree with that.
I think that's what's going to have to happen. I think that's naturally what's going to happen, because you just said there, clubs need to act on it now. Clubs won't act on it now.
No, they won't act on it.
They'll lie in the long grass, they'll let it fester. 2028 comes, we're doing pre-season, lads. 2 lads turn up.
Yeah.
You see, and here's where I think we're probably lucky in Carlow. We have a very good league that's very well ran. We've a lot of very well ran clubs, and I hope that the powers that be, when we all finish licking our wounds, there'll be a joined up approach and everybody will get together. Because for the most part, you would have to say, and we all are very good to sit on the fence and criticise this decision and that decision, our league are fairly sharp, lads.
The executive,
yeah,
they're excellent.
They're not simple now, and they know when they need to address stuff, and it gets done.
But I think
when you look down the road, it's a shit job.
Well, that's not a conversation I'm willing to have. But to be honest with you, I actually think that they will get together, and they're all very football intelligent men.
Yes,
I think they'll break away. I genuinely think they'll strip away.
Here's a question: can they actually strip away?
Of course you can.
Can you?
And do what?
Sure, look at the Kenny Lighthouse leagues. That's not affiliated to anyone.
Who runs the referees branch? The FAI?
She can have a second referees branch. That's not a big deal.
Well, mate, I don't know. Like,
there's 2 referees branches in Kilkenny.
I thought about
Kilkenny League. The Kilkenny League have 2 referees branches.
How does that work?
There was a breakaway branch. Honest to God, am I right?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
What are the only referees?
I don't know how it works. No idea.
So is it juvenile refs and senior refs or something like that?
No, at junior level.
Oh, junior level?
Yeah, there's
2 referee branches.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Genuinely, like I listen to Davey and the lads on the Kilkenny podcast,
so do I.
And like Davey's frustration with the lack of movement, and like he has a thing with GA, but he loves GA, but he just wants to get away from GA players as well. He'd be kind of similar to me in that tone, but like at the same time, it's easy to say that when you're a booters man and they're a monster club as well, you know, and the boys do be rattling them with that the whole time. But like as a league, our league is light years ahead of a lot of leagues, the way it's ran, the way it's administered. So I think we have the tools within our league to get something in place that it's not going to have a massive effect. But I think the junior game, I think we might lose clubs, and I think we might lose a division.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it might end up, but I would hate to see us going to a 6 or a 17 Premier.
Oh, so would I, but that's the example I'm saying to you, as if
it might happen.
How many players in your team from Saturday night play football? In your squad?
4.
Oh, probably 5 or 6.
None of the top 3.
You'll have Jamie,
left back, Dean.
Dean only plays Annanberry football over in Boston.
Still plays that.
I wouldn't count that.
Jamie,
he'll
Dean,
go with soccer.
Shane
Buggy. You'll have Shane Buggy. You'll have Brandon, Josh Moore.
He didn't play Saturday.
No,
we've 3 or 4.
I have 2 lads was in my squad on Sunday
that didn't play it.
That don't play Gaelic football, and that's Stevie Charlton and Roland Sani.
So if this is the go to you now, because I suppose me and Patrick involved in St. Pat's are in a privileged position, right? Let's be honest, we probably are in relation to the players we have.
I was going to say that the
like
Pat's squad and the New York squad are blessed.
Yeah, but
Flesh not have any of them either, to be fair.
Yeah, well, not trying to blow our own fucking trumpets here now or anything like that. A lot of that is done by design as well.
Yeah, I know that.
You know, over time, Badger.
Yeah,
over been burnt.
We're 3 years in, like, and the amount of GA players that have come and gone. You know, and have you gave him a ring this year? No, I'm not ringing him.
Yeah, but
what is the point?
The problem, it's not the problem at my club. All the players that play on my senior team play for Hanover from under 10, 11, 12 the whole way through. So they play both the whole all the time. Under 12s, now they're doing the same at senior.
Yeah,
like what do I do?
You tell me.
We're coming to the calendar year. We're in the middle of a calendar year. So you're first season into it, and you're coming to the third last game in the league, and they're playing a semi-final of a championship on a Sunday.
So you,
what do I do?
So you tell me, Papa.
I can't play Gaelic football. I can't play soccer this week. Why? It's a semi-final. But so if we play a Pat Saturday night, we're well into the course to winning the league. What do you do?
You give me the solution.
What do you do?
You tell me.
There's no solution.
There is.
What do you do?
Like there might be a little.
But I don't think it's fair for us to comment on it.
Here's the worst thing.
I think it's because we're going to be okay, Badger. Right? Not saying we're going to be extremely successful, but we're going to be okay for playing.
Here's the problem that comes straight away. Right? I can come in there as a coach then, right?
Yeah.
I'm going, geez, we got turned over by Pats. If I had A, B, C, D and E here rather than pick Gaelic football, we could have won that game rather than lose it. You know, I'm frustrated as a coach and I'm going, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not wasting my time.
But that's exactly what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
100%.
Right, yeah, right. That's a realistic.
That was the answer I wanted off.
Right, and I'm going to give you a counter to that. Right? I think it was brought up here, the team that played the cup final for us last year.
Yeah.
Only 4 of that team that started the first game of the season this year. Right?
In the Shield.
Yeah. But like there's been a seismic amount of movement. Like you know, when the season was coming to an end, everybody had us were gone, you know. Scott was gone, Denny Farrell was gone, Craig was gone, everybody was leaving, Brandon was gone to collection, everybody, Ricky and Keane were gone, the works.
Yeah.
You have X amount of years now to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
So your recruitment, now don't come over the bridge.
I'll come over the bridge and I'll swim back.
But like the reality of the situation is the recruitment that you like, the chances of all of those players still playing for you in 3 years' time are probably reduced anyhow because the game evolves, players come and go.
But why have a juvenile set up then if you're just going to go recruit players?
No, but what I'm saying is you're going to have to look and probably put your focus, even at juvenile level, on the lads that play soccer.
No, I don't.
It's very, very hard.
Or the alternative to that is a little bit of clever thinking as regards how the season gets structured, and that's where our league.
But you look at Hanover now at this minute, and your young lad was part of it, played in a fantastic team in Hanover.
Yeah.
They, for me now, looking at the juveniles, are the strongest juvenile club in Carlow for the last 5 or 6 years.
Comfortably,
no doubt. So they're all soccer players. So if you could have 250 of them registered at any stage. So I think, talking about Hanover, what they have to do is make sure that they get enough quality through their coaching, their games, giving young lads game times, that when they get to youths and junior, from the 250, you still have enough volume to keep your first team going without having to worry about lads playing Gaelic. I think that's the position that clubs have to get to. I don't think it's recruitment helps, absolutely it helps, and as you said at Badger, and the brain you have is brilliant. it's the profile of the player that we need, and you called it last year when we sat down about recruitment conversations. But in a club like Hanover, they shouldn't have to, because of the volumes they have coming through. Now, I understand a lot of them play GA, but they all don't.
No, they all don't, no.
And actually, they all can't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, reality.
Reality is they all can't. So it's picking. It's also going down for me. If I'm in Hanover Harps, I'm saying, right, I'm putting the emphasis now on the grassroots. I'm getting the best coaches. I'm travelling Europe with young lads, and I'm making them fall in love with Hanover Harps, and I'm going to get 250, at least 20 every couple of years coming into the first team. That's what that's what I be doing.
Look, we're definitely at a crossroads.
Of
that there is no doubt. And I've been an advocate for it all along. I think, like, we can't go with the argument that we have to rely on GA players, because it's not fair on the clubs that are so heavily reliant on them, because in the end they end up hamstrung by them as well at times. Not all the time, don't get me wrong. There's great lads that play both sports and both codes, even 3 codes, you know what I mean? But at the same time, soccer is nearly always left as the poor relation.
It is, yeah.
And until soccer actually turns around and goes, do you know what, we need to stand on our own 2 feet here. Now, that's very easy for me to say, and I accept that, right? But that's my mind, and that's the way I think about it. And I understand the small rural parish clubs and the difficulty they're going to have, and difficulty they will have. And I spoke down in Gorey a few years ago, and the club I referenced was Derry Rovers at the time.
Yeah, Clonegall.
Great lads, and like, they'd kill you going in there to get 3 points. You know, it was a hellhole to go in and out of. But like, the passion that those people had for the game, there's no football down there now.
No.
You know,
they're Carnew.
Yeah.
That's who they play with.
Yeah.
Danny, a couple of boys you played with.
The kind of amalgamated, didn't they?
Amalgamated, and they're going to have a Carnew.
So what's the story of
the
the ground down? That was a fine ground down there. Fine dressing room, fine setup.
Yeah. Benball Hall Park, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Is there anything there now at all? Just matches. I know Celtic Stars are there, right?
Yeah, Celtic Stars, yeah. Derry Rovers, and then it was Celtic Stars. Like, I remember speaking down there that night, because fucking Delaney was there, and that other fella that he brought in first, and that's another major thing as well. The 2 men that they've brought in to, you know, do these reviews and the whole lot, they're not Irishmen.
Well, that's, yeah.
The first man was a Dutchman. The second man is an Englishman, as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't think I am.
No, but the first,
they don't understand the challenges that we as a nation have with our own native sports.
Yeah.
So there's no native sport.
Yeah, because you're coming from a soccer background.
Yeah,
and that's it.
and they have population.
But are they not having the foresight and ignorance to say, well, we are the best sport? And like, do you know what I mean? But in saying that, I remember sitting down, Couvermans, isn't it? Was the Dutch guy, with Dacker in Abbottstown, and Dacker spoke for once in his life unbelievably well, because he wanted this is 10 years ago. He was trying recent, like, that's why I keep saying 2028 is a long way away. See your man that's calling a shots down the FAI, there could be an audit now in 2 months, and he could have swindled 60 grand, and he's out the gap, the next lad is in. Honestly,
Podge,
and you go back and and change again,
but that could lead to a legal challenge. You could be over business.
It's just an example.
I have no hand or part in that.
But something like that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to, but it's like things can change. It can change. 2028 is a long way away.
But it's in now, Podge. It's approved,
done.
It's ratified, and it's there.
It's not going to be overturned. Like it's going.
Well, barring something seismic, but. We have, like, the reality of it for me is, I'd be very black and white. We now have to deal with it as best we possibly can, as a group in Carlow. Number 1, don't worry about what any other clubs or any other leagues are doing. We need to protect the Carlow League and the clubs within it as best possible. And if clubs need help, we all need to get together and find out what the best solution is going to be. Not for the 1 or the 2, but for the many.
Yeah, correct.
Because you can have your big clubs, and we're talking about big established clubs, right? But the big established clubs, and I've said it already, are nothing without the smaller clubs, because they feed the league. They feed that, you know, David versus Goliath situation that does happen. You know what I mean? And without the Davids, you're going to have Goliath against Goliath every week, and it's no good.
No, it's not.
It's no good. And again, Davey will drive up and kill me, but you have that in Kilkenny. And I know people that say, well, you have it in Carlow too. Sure, it's always been either Newark or Cretty Yard or whatever, you know, and everybody else gets involved every now and then. And there was Cretty Yard and Hanover for a number of years. But you always had other results.
Yeah.
You always had those other results in it. And to take those teams out of it, like in one of my favourite clubs in the world, Ballymurphy, to take them, they're going to be under serious
savage pressure, yeah.
Like I was told yesterday at Newark that the hurlers down there are back training. They were back training this weekend.
You're joking.
Yeah, because they were stung because they were beaten in the county final. I believe they did. Now, if I'm telling you a lie, I was told a lie, but I believe they did horrendous running.
Who's over them?
Back in. I don't know who's over them, but sure.
That's the hunger to get the title back in, down there. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you look at the work that Thomas and John and the lads down there have done. This is it's going to be a serious obstacle for them lads.
Oh, it's a big.
I think them lads down there have the brains to fix it as well.
And I'm going to say they have over the last number of years started looking at the long term.
100%.
Yeah. I know Thomas is looking for a ground and the whole lot, right, and looking for another place, but he also did something before he ever looked for a ground. He brought in his juvenile setup.
Yeah.
A massive juvenile setup, I might add. Without any ground, he said, let's get people playing first.
It went big quickly, didn't it?
Overnight.
But he saw
quickly.
And again, this is what I'm saying. We have a lot of very clever people within our league.
Yeah.
And
they've two ladies teams, right, don't they?
Yeah, but they know the time of day, lads.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, I think we'd probably have to do a little bit of copying in school, and you know, what are you going to do? What are you going? But we all need to get together and we all need to help one another.
Well, I think there should be an committee formed from clubs.
Yeah,
in conjunction with the Carlow League of how they're going to tackle this and approach this.
I hope to have a meeting and invite everybody, club secretaries and managers, into just see, look, lads, to be voiced. Do you have any opinions? Do you know what I mean? Something like that, just an open mic night or something like that people get up and have their opinion of it and speak about it.
We'll present it. Phil Bob
present it, yeah.
MCs.
Yeah.
Well, I do think that that's the way forward, but I actually am firmly of the belief that the biggest area that for concern has to be the juveniles, because they don't decide where they're going training. No. Mammy and Daddy does.
There's also a lot of parents who coach both sports.
Yeah.
My boss in work is actually heavily involved in soccer, and now he's gone back heavily involved in his local GA club in Kildare, big league as well. And this guy is a soccer fanatic, like big into
he's gone
soccer.
Gaelic, gone with football.
He's in with Gaelic, but he's also coaching in the soccer, and it's like
plenty done it. McDargan done it for years.
Yeah.
It's going to for now. I tell you, it's going to put those lads are going to be in an awful predicament, because here's the reality of it as well. The GA season is a calendar, 12 months of the year and everything, and the GA will not bend on fixtures or changing to accommodate. Whereas I know years ago when Daniel was on the Hanover team, the season was moved. Like, I remember Brian O'Reilly moved the season to try and get it finished early so that lads could go and play GA. And within 6 months the GA calendar was moved.
Yeah, and they're after doing it as well, Badger in the senior setup, because you remember the first game used to be nearly the end of July or the first week in August. Now we're not playing a league game until October. You have to shield. You know, 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
I'm not bashing.
They've done really well.
I'm not bashing GA. Like, the reality of the situation is we're a small county, and we're heavily reliant on one another. But I just think the time has now come, and it's been forced upon us, that we are probably going to have to, over the period of the next 3 or 4 years, stand on our own 2 feet.
But there's a simple solution at juvenile level. So I'll ask you this question. How do GA clubs do it? So hurling and football at juvenile level, how do they do it?
Well, I tell you how they do it.
Yeah.
With great fucking difficulty.
So why don't you just have week on, week off? GA fixtures 1 week, soccer fixtures next week.
That won't work like that, Boris.
But it's common sense, isn't it?
Yeah, it is common sense, but
what do they do in the county? Do they do all the hurling first, isn't it? And then all the
juvenile,
football?
Juvenile is to run the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, but in the senior setup as well.
Well, that's ridiculous, though.
That's what they do, all the hurling and all the football.
But that's the only county in the history of the sport that does that, Carlow. There's no one else does it like that. No one else is like that.
That's the way to do it, John.
Run the football and then run
Most
the
of them
hurling.
is hurling football. But again, that's up to each individual county boards and the clubs within them to vote on that. And again, I'm not privy to how the GA is ran in Carlow, and fair play to them, they do their own thing. But like, we don't have too many dual clubs in Carlow. Like, if you look at it,
Pal, I'd say, are the only one, are they?
Pal don't have hurling.
They do.
They have, yeah, but they don't have senior hurling.
No, they don't have senior
There's only
hurling.
five
They
senior.
don't have juveniles, do they not? Either.
You have to remember, there's only 5 senior hurling clubs in Carlow, and one of them withdrew last year. If I'm not mistaken.
Is there only 5?
Correct.
I
But
thought
there's only
6.
5 in Offaly. There was only 5 in Offaly up to a while ago, or 7 or something like that. So it's not like it can't be done. But at the same time, you've Bagnallstown, who are a dual club, and you've Mount Leinster Rangers. They're the big 2.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Ballinakillen, Fenna.
Ballinakillen, yeah, but again, they're kind of an amalgamation when it comes to the hurling end of it. You know what I mean? But they are actually the big 2. But like, you take the 3 biggest football clubs in the GA in Carlow: Airog, Rathvilly and Pal. Don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody else, but there's no hurling.
Yeah, I suppose, makes sense.
Pal have brought back and introduced hurling, probably because the desire out there and the weight and numbers that's out in that parish at the moment. Like, they are on the crest of a wave at the moment. But let's not forget,
See, they won every single thing underage. Pal GA.
they've had a phenomenal year.
Brilliant year.
But again,
that's enough time GA's getting.
No, but again, boys, there used to be a soccer club out there.
They did, yeah.
Always used to be soccer
And a
club.
successful soccer club I had.
Yeah.
Remember the pitch?
Yeah, you couldn't see the crossbar.
Couldn't see the crossbar from the bottom one. Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Bad memories out there. But you had Grove United out there as
Grove
well.
United, yeah.
Way back when.
Never heard of Grove United.
Did you not?
Played out at the Towers there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did they? Oh, Duckett's Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their pitch on Duckett's Grove, wasn't
Was,
it?
yeah. That was a great pub.
Or the Premier.
Oh, I was only a child at the time. Noel Ray would have been involved with.
Noel Ray was there, yeah.
Yeah.
Grove
He was
United.
only up the road in the Towers. Like. But yeah, so there was always football. There was always soccer in Pal as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of good soccer people out there. No soccer out there anymore, and they have the numbers.
Yeah.
Like, that's one big parish. Like,
A lot of them at juveniles come into town though to play the sport.
yeah, they
Badger.
do. But if there was a soccer club out there, I guarantee you they get the numbers.
Well, they went youths. They took a good few youths back in 7 or 8 years ago, I'd say.
You know, you've Tinryland there with Joys. Like, you look at the people out in St. Joseph's, the work that they do to keep that club going.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
To keep, like, these are the clubs that I think we need to help. And we need to get in and we need to get a solution that works for everybody.
They don't need your help in the sense that we're telling you what to do. They need guidance.
Yeah.
But that's a collective. I think everyone needs guidance on this.
Yeah, that's what I...
From
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Walks of the Worlds all the way down to the Wolf Hills, or do you know what I mean?
Everybody
it's all
needs...
guesswork at the moment, Patch.
100%.
Everybody needs to be listened
It really
to.
is, yeah.
Everybody needs to be listened to, and everybody's problems...
What I have to say, and I wouldn't have said this in years gone by, I fully trust the Carroll League.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, after listening to other podcasts around,
I fully trust them.
I'd have a great amount of
and I can't sit here and lie. I wouldn't have 3 or 4 years ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But having been involved with the Oscars and having different people on here in conversation, speaking to different people, yeah, they've definitely opened my eyes up as the work they're doing now, to be honest with you.
Look how progressive.
We actually said it to Brian, didn't he? Well, he didn't. The work he said here on the podcast.
Didn't have a clue.
Clubs don't know what to do. Like,
There's no transparency at all.
Clubs, there's none, and
But they don't need to be.
They let people know about this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't need to be transparent about it. Like, anybody who has anything above the shoulders can see the work that's going on.
Yeah.
And it's not all down to clubs, because the league is definitely driving the agenda for the clubs to improve and improve facilities, improve coaching. They're listening to clubs, you know, the refereeing and linesman situation. It's everything that they're doing, they're getting it right. They're making progress year on year on year, and it's shown. I don't care what anybody says. I think we are one of the leagues that's probably in the best position to deal with it. But again, there probably needs to be a little bit of dovetailing between the juvenile section now and the senior section, because
I actually think there needs to be more than dovetail. I think they need to get together. I think they need to go as one when the summer hits. I think the juvenile league and the junior league has to amalgamate.
Well, think so?
Yeah.
I definitely.
Do you see it happening?
No. From my time involved in the juvenile league as an academy director with Dacker, and the brief stint has had as chairman for the Juvenile League. Very hard.
Why?
There's in my time there as chairman, the brief stint I have, you're dealing with a lot of things before you'd even get into a conversation with someone from the Junior League.
Go away.
Yeah, there's a lot of road to travel before you can get there, and because I kind of wanted to amalgamate back then,
right?
Because they had the 17s. Remember the year change and all that?
Yeah.
And I wanted to take back the 17s into the juveniles.
Went from even to odd.
Right.
Because I think it would have worked. That could have been our pinnacle then, having the 17s, right? But sure, I didn't get to have a conversation. But I just can't see this working without the two of them coming together.
Yeah, I would second that. I think it's critical that the two groups. I'm not saying that they need to affiliate, but by Jesus, they need to be very, very tight with one another.
Yeah.
They need to be.
Well, they can't ignore each other, right?
Yeah, they need to be really synced, because we, as the adult wing of the business, we need them coming through.
Well,
if we don't have any product coming through from juvenile, we're going to run out of stock very quick.
You will, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the reality of it.
Well, the fact that they made a joint statement together, I think, could be a big step forward, anyway.
Yeah. And I think that's the start.
But that was good news, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's them realising that we need to get ahead of this, lads, and we need to show a show of solidarity between the two organisations. Look, again, I've said it, and I'm not looking for a job on the Carroll League executive or anything like that. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty
has
confident.
A nice T-shirt here and all, hasn't he?
I'm pretty confident that they'll get the right decisions made. All right, boys.
He doesn't like being cut off, our Patrick. You know what I mean? He's full flow. You're in flow. It's 6:05, 7:30 now. We'll finish the topic on this question to boys. Papa, you first. All right, Pa, you first. You have a break there, kick. Are you concerned?
Very.
You can't just do that, Pop. It's a podcast.
No, so I am concerned.
And
but sure, like, I have a lot of Gaelic players in my squad.
Are you concerned from the juvenile end of your club?
No, I'm not.
Do you think there's a solution to it?
Well, sure, as you're hitting it there, it's to get the lads, you're feeding them through non-stop, that they love soccer. That's not just keep me fit until the Gaelic starts. Yeah. Can't be that attitude. It was like, I can't wait to go and play for Hanover. Love it up there.
Do you think that starts at?
Well, sure, it's there, but they have to make it love it more. We have to improve on it as a group.
But you think the Astro on that? Do you think your development will help as well,
if
right?
If we got that over the line, it'd be a big plus. Be a big plus. It'll attract players as well. Players like.
There's definitely a solution to your concern, though, right?
Yeah, but
you're not concerned as if you're saying R.I.P. Hanover.
Not a hope of it. No, and I'd work hard personally and to make sure that doesn't happen like that. But the last thing I want to be doing is going up and making a player choose first of all, and then going to play a league game that if Hanover running with the league title in 3 or 4 years' time, that I can't play soccer this week. I have a Gaelic match on Sunday.
It set you back here, sure, wouldn't it?
I will crack. I will. It's hard, like, because you want to pick your best team every single week, right? And if you don't have your dual players, like, I look at McCarran there. Ben is phenomenal in the goal. He's getting better every single week. And then I look at Brandon Cassidy, who plays football, hurling, soccer, and he gives everything. Leaves nothing on the pitch for every team he plays for. Loves all three of them. But how do you make that player choose?
Yeah.
So hard, and then, but they're really good players. Like, if you're picking your best team, they're in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, McCarran is I think he's probably the best centre half in Carlow at the moment. He's just brilliant. So he is. Like, he's on the ball. He's cool. He's just a really good player. But like, there's I'm affected massively by it because we've so many players in our group.
But Adam is an example where he's a senior footballer, right?
Yeah.
He's not playing county.
He could, but he
could.
Yeah.
What's his dovetail like then come the start of the GA season for you? Is he still Hanover? Does he say, right, go one night a week is back with Airog? Is he saying to Airog, here, I'm not finished till we're finished? Like, what?
It's hard to talk about, Podge, being honest, because you don't want to put thoughts in his head, but he's like Trevor and Lavinia support Airog as much as to support
of course,
Hanover.
And obviously
love culture,
their kids as well, yeah, for sure.
Lavinia is the FAI Connect for me. She's brilliant to me, like, do you know what I mean? And Trevor is busy with work and all that, but he's there every single week, and it's a hard one to talk about.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? You don't want to be putting thoughts,
because the time is coming for him, isn't it? Really, like, new staff there in Airog. I suppose they're going to want to make an impression. They're going to go back. They'll be back by the end of December.
They want the senior football title every year down there, don't they?
Yeah.
And I think they think it's a bad year every year they don't win it.
Yeah.
You know, I had friends in it last year, like Alan O'Brien, be a great friend of mine. He was in it. He was a selector with Thurlow, and he loved it. But they're stepped aside now, and there's a new management team in, and I know the two boys is over. They don't like soccer.
No.
They really don't.
No.
They don't like it, and they don't.
Even though one of them played for Pats for a long time.
Yeah, they don't like it.
Patrick,
they don't like the game.
Concerned?
I wouldn't say I'm concerned.
I wish this was the episode you record a video, you know that.
Why?
Just
It's
brilliant, isn't it? He's like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers and me.
I wouldn't say I'm concerned. Look, you'd have to have a degree of concern, but my concern, believe it or not, wouldn't be for the game long term. I think long term we're going to be fine because we've a lot of clever people and they will find a way, right? My concern in the short term is what's going to happen with kids.
Yeah,
that's my primary concern, to be honest with you. From a senior player perspective, and I'm probably saying it with my Pats hat on, I think we'll be fine. I would have massive concerns for the rural clubs that we've touched on. We have to protect those clubs.
Gotta help them, right?
They're vitally important. But I think that we have the right type of people to do it. The kids thing is my biggest concern, but to probably finish the point out, I think we're at a stage now where we've seen the amount of progression. Like if 10 or 12 years ago we were having a podcast, if they existed back then, and you said there was going to be the amount of all-weather pitches and the amount of facilities within the Carlow League,
even podcasts,
you would have been laughed at. You know what I mean? That the possibility of having that type of facility in a county like Carlow was unheard of for soccer.
Because we are Carlow's number one podcast now.
What?
No, I just put it out there in the ether.
But like the other side, but the other side of it is that progression has happened seamlessly, under the radar, like you said. The work that the Carlow League did that nobody knew about. I'd have every confidence that we can move forward and get over this hump, and it is a hump, and you can't ignore it. But I genuinely believe that the people within the clubs and the people within the league will get together and we'll get this one right. It's not the big bad wolf. I think we'll recover over it, and I think we'll be fine.
So 2028 is the year that's all going to be fully in.
Yeah, that's when it'll affect.
That's what they're saying.
That's when it'll affect the junior end.
It's the kids I worry for.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen next year straight away, isn't it? 12s and 14s, I think they're starting with.
I think there might be a bit more time than that. I think you can.
Down the road.
Yeah, I think so.
I would have to categorically disagree with you. I'd say if they could get a vote going in the morning to bring it forward a year, to do it. This is a bone.
No. I think there could be a loop there saying that you don't have to go straight away. I think that's why there's a 2028 monocle on it. Does monocle fit in there or no? I just don't.
Well, that's wrong with you with the big words tonight.
That's one and the new one. I mean,
I think that
he's making up words.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Scrabble here.
I think that the phalange of the erosion. Am I joking? No, I think that the reason to have the date of 2028 is to give leagues time to get set for that.
I wanted to bring it in next year.
No, there might be a loophole in it because
down already.
No, there might be a bit of a loophole in it. But anyway, if anyone knows, Brian O'Reilly will know, and I can guarantee you that if he can hold off any man doing it, it's going to be held off. End of story.
I'd like to see how long it goes now from the FAI or leagues to say where there's just another statement or here's an update on what they've announced it.
Yeah,
they're not going to just announce it and say, right, see what you deal with yourselves. You organise it.
But this
what's the next statement is what I want to know.
I think
is there one?
I wouldn't be.
No, they won't.
Would you not?
No, unless there's an internal order or something like that.
I think
wouldn't expect a lot from them.
I think that this was line 12 on the plan.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something suspicious that why they've jumped so far and skipped like 10, 11 other say things they want to bring in,
right? And
got straight to the. And Murdo Morris I here last week, and he hit the nail on the head. The FAI want a one registration window.
100%, yeah.
And Brian said it as well, to be fair, previously. It's less work for them. Yeah. It's less work for them. Yeah, they can probably cut a couple of staff. Do you know what I mean? And
it's a seismic shift in the current status quo just to remove a couple of clerical jobs. for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, I only say a few pound. A few pound's a few pound.
Alright, okay.
But that's exactly what it is. And I'll finish with this, Badger. But this new pipe is small, you know. Roll this one up in an old joint, brother.
Sure with that lad, eh?
Wow.
And Brian said it as well. The only solution to that registration problem is this: move the League of Ireland back to in line with the Premier League, the Italian League, the Dutch League, the Spanish League.
Outside of Scandinavia, we said the Scandinavian countries who are snowed in for the winter. We're
move it back.
We're going to be the only affiliate league in Europe, I think, outside the ones that are snowed in half the year.
That plays calendar year.
That are going to go to calendar soccer. And that as well, despite the fact that I'm saying it is what it is, that's a little bit batshit crazy too.
Nuts.
When you actually think about it. We have facilities, we've decent climate, despite what people complain about.
And on a season, Badger, what would you 2 games call off because of weather, maybe?
2 or 3, yeah.
That's it.
And with the way facilities are improved.
Don't think the summer's going to change. Lads, we're in Ireland.
Yeah, we have a warm summer you won't be able to play because pitches will be like concrete. That's more dangerous than a wet pitch.
Yeah.
But sure,
you'd have lads come
March this year, Paddy's Day was the only day in March that didn't rain.
Is that right?
And I was sitting on a high stool for it.
Nothing wrong with
That's
that
the truth, yeah. Paddy's Day. It's the only day in March.
I wouldn't recommend it after the weekend I had. But moving on.
Camden Street.
Moving on.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin McAllister he was.
He's playing real life Monopoly, wasn't he?
I got lost.
You do not pass and go. You do not click doing. Oh, my hotel is over there.
It was Storm Dara's fault, lads. It wasn't my fault.
Podge versus Papa.
It's time for 2 Peas in a Podcast. Podge versus Papa, sponsored by Kelly Auto Repairs.
What do you think the scores are, Pop?
I know what the score is.
The Shane
I'm
Texas
just still winning.
by a point, hanging in there.
Oh, well, look at you. That's your tail.
Oh.
You got the right score right, you Pats. You got the result right, not the score
I
right.
think that's 2 weeks in a row I got a score right.
Yeah, but then you predicted Vale, didn't you?
I did.
You Hanover, so
I did.
put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Alright,
That's because you were spoofing saying you were going to be short a lot.
Yeah, he did,
14
didn't
players.
he? Didn't
You
he?
padded them.
Who?
And you fell for it.
I did, yeah. Hook, line and sinker.
Hook, line,
That's the kind of honest chap I am though, Badger. Do you know what I mean?
Another word for it, but we won't use it on this podcast.
It's illegal to say it, but
Being audit.
yeah.
What was I going to say to you? Get out. We only have 3 games this week. Sorry, 2 games this week, Pop, is all we have.
2 Premier games.
Yeah. Well, it is based on the Premier games, yeah.
Right. Okay, is it? Yeah. All right.
You're up first this week, I think.
Again?
Yeah.
All right. Who?
Parkville versus Pats, Sunday morning in Parkville.
Squad, Padge. Give me the squad. Is Callum back?
Don't tell him.
short of you.
Well, Pop.
Where'd you hear that before?
Let me see. 4-1 to Pats.
Jeez, I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right as well. I'm going to I'll go 2-1 Pats. I think it's going to be close.
Is it a bogey ground for you, Badge?
No.
You get good results over there?
Yeah. We bet them 6-3. Oh, we haven't well, I'm not going to put that out there, but we've had success over there since you come in, yeah?
Yeah. I've had a mixed bag of my time in soccer over there. Parkville are just one of those anomalies. Like, you just don't know.
They could turn you over there
They're
in 2
just
seconds, as well as lay down for some reason.
They're absolutely.
Parkville will be liable to go be anyone 4-0 in Parkville.
They have seriously good players
on any time.
Yeah, seriously good players.
Yeah, it's a tough place to go and get a result.
Give us your prediction.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
It's part of the system, man.
Lawyer doesn't listen, doesn't he? You know?
Facial expressions, man. He's like triggering only fools and horses, isn't he?
I got 2.
Jackal.
2-1.
2-1 to Pat.
Yeah.
I thought you said Parkville. No, 2-1.
Pop, Kilreeve, you're off this weekend, obviously, are you? Yeah.
Off this week, yeah.
Kilreeve versus
Snow. Just we've 9 games
just
done in the league,
yeah.
9 games done.
Would you rather have that many games on board now, or have to play the games?
I should really love another game Sunday. Would have loved one.
Yeah.
Get them over as quickly.
What do you think of that? Would you rather have them on the board, or?
I don't know whether they're trying to get. There's no one that has played. Maybe is Kilree is playing your walk, is it?
Yeah, they are on 7, I think. 7 played. Kilree.
There's no one going to 10 this week, though, is there? Have you got your walk game? Is your first half of the season over? Say?
Yeah, we'll only be on 8 though.
No, we haven't had Bagnestone yet either.
Yeah, we'll only be on 8. That's what I'm saying. We'll be shy one. Yeah.
Oh, you'll have Mr. Dial to deal with, will you?
We will. Yeah, we'll have Mr. Dial to deal with. Yeah,
might have
Kilree versus Newark in Kilree Sunday morning. I think
Newark, the boys are 2 sent off, didn't the 2 boys? Dockett's is a bit. Dockett's is a big player for them. He's a clever player. But I think, Jesus, 5-0 Newark
in Kilree.
Yeah,
were they ever bet 5-0 up there?
They're missing them. Newark will go after them. That'll be a prep.
I think Kilree score.
Eve a harder game, I think, than Newark have. And if the 2 years come through with 3 points that game next Thursday, it'll be a whopper.
I'm going to go 3-1 Newark. I think Kilree score.
Badge?
I think they always create chances up there, always.
His facial expression changes.
I have to go higher than you, Pop.
You're going higher than 5?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're joking me.
I'm fucking as serious as a heart.
Why do you say that now? I'm serious as a heart attack.
I watched Newark on Sunday, and I go back to what a comment that Papa's just after making. Newark will go after Kilree.
I think they'll finish that game. Could be like 20 minutes. Like, they're comfortable in.
I'm going to say something now, and people are going to say I'm saying it to try and G Kilree up. I wouldn't be surprised if they're hit for double figures.
Patrick, will you shut up, will you?
He's on the beer still, is he?
Isn't he?
I'm dead serious. That Newark team, I think they're on the verge of stripping their teeth and going hell for leather. They're after having 3 really big games, 1 week after the other, 3 in a row. No disrespect to Kilree. Kilree aren't the same calibre as the 3 sides that they've played. Newark are battle hardened, 3 big games.
Yeah, and 2 players suspended now already.
And they've like Kilree are going to struggle for that impetus up top. Like, Dockett's even holds the ball up.
He does, he's clever.
Farrell is a strong bull of a chap. I really fear for them on Sunday. They'll want to be in the whole of their health there Sunday morning. You
don't honestly believe that they're going to concede 10 goals.
I said it could.
Yeah.
What's the prediction? 1-0.
What's the prediction? 1-1.
I'm going to go 7 or 8. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
I'm not putting 7 or 8 on that. No.
It's just not the Carroll League website. It doesn't cut off at 5. You're asking me for a prediction. I'm giving it to you.
FEA Connect over here, look.
I have a funny feeling that
you think the walk going to win 7-0?
I wouldn't
Comet Brennan.
And again, I wouldn't be
cancelled, so
I wouldn't. Mick will surely hate me after that one. But I fear for them. I watched Newark on Sunday, and they were just struggling at times, and they could have had 3 or 4 at the same time. I think it's only a matter of time, and I hope to get it out of the way Sunday morning. I think they could unload on someone very short.
But do you not think going down there, Kilree defend deep, they're defending between their penalty spot and their 18-yard box, their midfield
then Dean scores from 40 yards
are absolutely Trojans, and they just play balls and turn over. Like, it's very hard to score more than 4 or 5 goals down there. It doesn't matter who they're missing.
He scored 4, did you?
We're excellent.
Oh yeah, well, there you go.
I think Newark are going to. I don't think they'll even walk through the gate. I think they'll climb over the fence down there.
Oh really?
I think they'll be mad up for it. Yeah. I think Sunday's result was a big result, because with 20 odd minutes to go, you kind of had that feeling that it might not happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they got it done. I think they're on the verge of going up a gear, which is an ominous thought for everybody. I'd fear for Kilree. I'd fear for Kilree. Even the fact that they're at home, the 2 boys are going to be a huge loss to them.
Big loss, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. That is fair enough.
Ask and you shall receive.
Chris, how long have we gone? Alright. Just nearly on the 90 minutes. Papa, we'll do the league thing next week, right? We'll check up on the leagues next week.
Right.
Christmas drinks, Pop.
29th.
Where?
So we'll start in Scraggs.
What time?
7 is too late, Podge. Isn't it waiting around all day?
The matches on
in the morning. Yeah.
What time do you want to go at then?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there you are, lads. Will you organise a bit of food or something?
We'll see. See what turns up.
A few pizzas or something from next door. Are you coming, Badge?
Big pizza. I'll see if I can find my way up to Scrag.
You better hope.
I got lost in Dublin at the week.
Yeah, you better hope Miko doesn't come.
What you say about 7 0? What?
I hope, boys, genuinely, I really hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I know you
But I
do.
rarely am.
That's fair. It's a fair point as well.
Have we
Christmas drinks 29th in Scrags.
starting Scrags anyway? We'll drift off after
at 6 o'clock.
We'll bring Kevin McAllister here with us.
I'm working on the 30th. I'm working on the 30th. I'm in at 7:30 in the morning, but yeah, I'll still go for a few.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's unlucky, isn't it?
He's in a signing on online, and there he's working.
Falling asleep. Yeah.
Not a green tick in the corner.
No, it's not like that at
I'm
all.
just
No.
working.
Sitting in the van.
It's not like that at all. Flow. Christmas draw, lads. The draw is taking place. We fill in next week, right?
Filling next, yeah.
The draw is taking place next week. Don't forget to enter the Buys a Coffee. 500 quid Badger up for grabs. 500
Yeah,
punts
actually, buy you a
straight into the
coffee,
pocket. There you go.
I want
Just
that
leave your
cash.
name and enter. Thanks, Badger, for coming on, for your
No
opinion.
problem, boys, yeah.
You probably have got us cancelled. You probably have 4 or 5 clubs going to come after us. And I hope you're happy with yourself.
Thrilled.
Thanks for coming on. Listen, your opinion is greatly
Very
appreciated.
good.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
As always, lads, thanks for the support. Papa, do you have anything?
We don't want to talk about Dasher Trainer game Wednesday.
Oh, Papa, I genuinely am sincerely sorry. We didn't even do the fixtures, did we?
Sure, have a sleep there.
I have a sleep is right. I'm too busy, man.
Care Bear's there hitting you.
Do you know what I mean? I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go through the fixtures, Papa. Youths, Saturday, Bagnallstown versus Hanover, Burn Celtic versus Phoenix in Division 2, Ballymurphy versus Parkville. I can't believe I've done the whole outdraw and didn't do the fucking fixtures.
Sure.
Will you give me a hand here, will you? Give me an elbow or something. Give me a
the
tip.
book now straight away. Blaming someone else. The deflector dial.
This is my wife calls me deflector as well. It's funny actually. Ballymurphy, Parkville, Pats Vale and Newark, Bagnallstown in Division 1. Phoenix versus Pats. That's in the Super Bowl in Loughlin Bridge. Saturday night, Badgery. And then we have Parkville versus Pats Sunday morning. Kilree versus
Did they not
Newark.
play last week?
Yeah,
2 weeks ago,
the
yeah.
division is cut up, you know.
And they're going to play 3 times, is it?
Yeah, three
Mm.
rounds of fixtures, yeah. And
Mill Celtic.
There's only 6 teams in it, isn't there?
Mill Celtic versus Dolman in that division. Parkville B versus Newark B in Division 2. Wolf Hill versus Burn Celtic in Division 3. And then we have the 19th of December. But we'll talk about that next week. Pats versus Newark. That might not go ahead because of this next topic. Papa, Oscar trainers.
We don't know whether the game is on Wednesday night or not, Badge. There's a problem from the Kilkenny side. I think we're ready to go. We're waiting on word tonight. Brian is meeting people in the Seven Oaks tonight, I think, and he'll have word for us this evening. But it's not fair on the Carlow players that have organised. There's lads doing college exams. Yeah. There's lads getting nights off work. Do you know what I mean? Trying for this game Wednesday. Now we don't know whether it's going to go ahead or not. But in my opinion, it should go ahead. Everybody knew 3 or 4 weeks ago the game is on Wednesday, December the 11th. And last year, we had to play a game in Wexford because it had to be over by a certain time.
Again, that should never have been played
on that pitch. And
I was there that night.
7 weeks after that was the first game on that pitch afterwards.
Yeah, because the calendar was set out.
Correct.
And it wasn't going to be moved.
Yeah.
And that was an act of God that night, I might add, because there is no way on health and safety grounds that game should have went ahead.
Yeah. There was lads that were playing and going in for tackles.
I was terrible.
I'm not messing with you.
I know, yeah.
Jesus.
But for the feedback for the Carlow League is that they're not moving. They want to play it this Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Kilkenny can't play it this Wednesday, so it's gone to a different place now. It's gone to the LFA.
LFA have to deal with
so
it.
they'll make a decision on it.
Well,
now, what I do know is the LFA do not want the game played after Christmas. I do know that for sure. Which has a domino effect on the Carlow League because Brian wants ourselves in Newark to play before Christmas.
Yeah, which is...
Do you know what I mean?
Night,
so
right?
yeah, so there's a bit of a, as you say, Badger, no whirligig needed here where it's put to Kilkenny. Because I listened to your interview after the Defence Forces game, and it was very clear and evident that you said in the interview we're playing Kilkenny on the 11th.
The only doubt I had over that was we didn't know where it was because we didn't know.
So it's been set in stone.
It was set out very early in the Oscar trainer path.
100%.
Whatever the way it's been reformed, right? The dates were set in stone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the issue is. And Kilkenny knew, as Wexford did, as Carlow and the Defence Forces knew, that the quarter-final, semi-final, whatever way you want to call it, that game was going to be played
on the 11th.
Set out in stone so that everybody could organise and plan because of the congested nature of the fixtures, so that they were going to be midweek. It was set out, that's the way, and it's going to be finished
by a certain time.
So
to that point.
I actually think it's gone to the LFA. I think they will turn around and say, Kilkenny, if you don't play it,
you're out. And rightly so.
Yeah, 100%.
Carlow had to play in, again, a monsoon last year on a dangerous pitch, because the fixtures were set out and there was no wriggle room. With respect to Brian and trying to get fixtures played, and
4 days later,
it's not ideal for us. It's not ideal for us, and I'm sure it's not ideal for New York having to play a game on the Thursday before Christmas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But in order to get the fixtures squared up so that Brian doesn't have huge issues in the new year with teams maybe been off for 2 or 3 weeks.
Will that be everybody in 9 games after that game next Thursday?
No, we'll only be on 8. Ourselves in New York will only be on 8.
I think
have you? Right.
Yeah, and there's a couple going to be on 9, but that's an awful lot better than teams on 9 and
6.
Other teams on 6.
Did you hear any? Is there games over Christmas, in between the Christmas and the New Year? No, so it's cancelled. So over to January. That's it.
In fairness, that's
friendlies, right? Get friendlies.
Yeah, but that's what Brian does.
Yeah,
he sets his stall out early as a courtesy to the club, so that everybody knows. Yeah, and they can go and inform their players.
And it's so appreciative of it. And everybody is.
Do your thing, but we all know.
Yeah,
so it's kind of a job, lads.
Oh, it's not. It's
a nasty job. The job
even
does.
Look, talking to Brian today, he's fed up with this. Is it on? Is it off? With the Kilkenny,
it's completely over his.
It's wrecking his head. It's not fair.
Listen, now look, here's the other side of it, right? You'd be hoping that the LFA do the right thing and put the gun to Kilkenny's head and say, "Listen, chicken, this is the way it was. You knew about it in good faith.
Yeah,
pull up your pants now and do the right thing and play the game. And if you don't want to play the game, you're not going to throw your ties out of the pram and say we want to play next week because it suits us. But it doesn't suit the Carlow League.
No, exactly.
And it doesn't suit the fixtures that we've set out. Now,
3 or 4 weeks ago, I was set for the 11th of December. Played.
Yeah, would it be the end of the world if Brian had to move our fixture with New York into the new year? It's not going to be the end of the world. But why should we move? Because Kilkenny don't want to play.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when they have enough notice that they could, when the game is on. So,
all I'll say is, look at the Premier Division table in Carlow, the amount of games that's played. Look at the Premier Division games
in
played in Kilkenny. Game over, drop the mic, forget about it.
We'll give him that, will we?
Huh?
Anyway, on that note, look, as always, lads, it's not my podcast.
Not my podcast.
It's not Badger's podcast either tomorrow. He's on twice now, he thinks it is. It's Carlow Soccer's podcast. It's your podcast, lads. Good luck and God bless you. Thanks very much, lads.
Thanks, Badge.
Good luck.
That's full time on this episode of the How Is He podcast. Available on all podcasting platforms. Find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter/X. Proudly sponsored by Curra Sports. For more information, contact Shane@currasports.com or check out their website, currasports.com.